Hey guys, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. This is Goose. And, give me one moment to fix my audio because this is driving me crazy. Okay. Okay, I think that should be good. So we're gonna talk to Catherine. To be honest, today I was going to do a grinding session, but it, doesn't look like I'm going to end up making that today's episode. I'm just so used to doing the voice acting stuff that, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we were met at the Subceres Festival. And Dingerzog, did you save her? It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench? The Traveler's favorite bench. Wait, let's talk to Dingerzog. What's going on? Why are you two so excited to see me? Hasn't it only been a night? It's actually been much longer than that. Oh, strange. Was I really asleep that long? No wonder I have such a headache. Aw, Junior's odd. We love her. So I really don't know what's going on with my mic. I'm gonna have to figure this out eventually, but... I love her little twirl! Ah, hold on, hold on, hold on. I wanna see what Duo does. He doesn't do anything. That's so cute! Hold on. Yeah! Interesting. The little twirl. Oh, I can't. It's adorable. Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's alright. After we parted on the last day of the Subceres Festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara. So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end, and not a moment too soon. This is truly a miracle. Oh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions. Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently. Alright, you two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I'll answer any and all questions. Why do you look like Catherine? To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness. How do you do that? Oh, poor Catherine. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses? Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Great Lord Rukudavada. As this Lord Kusanali in the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow their bionic-sized iron puppet. Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something strange was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Sarasana? That story begins a long time ago. After Great Lord Gudavada disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and brought me back to Sumeru. At the time I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Sarasana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me, but I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they hope to find Great Lord Gudavada instead of me, a symbol of her passing. So the sages basically put their new archon under house arrest? How dare they? Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida? In some ways, they aren't wrong. Great Lord Gudavada was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still ready for... I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also far more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning. To me, you're already an excellent archon. Yeah, you've got a lot of believers, just like at the Subsidiaries Festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you. Thank you for the kind words, but I honestly don't need physical freedom, as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission, and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough. About what I saw in that dream at the Avidia Forest. At the Avidia Forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky. You also heard someone's voice, right? It said, "World, forget me?" Yeah, so you do know! We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria. It seems that the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Gudavada's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her lost memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Gudavada disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable. The message from Greater Lord Gudavada? We thought it was from King Deseret. King Deseret? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers also still worship him. Oh my goodness. Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies. Okay, so what does the message mean? I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukudavada's residual consciousness in the Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the Academia about this many times, but people keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it. So the tree is the vision in Irminsul? Oh, and Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But if even you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain. The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with the consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. The puzzle has life and death at stake. could determine Ermacel's fate as well as Tiavat's. About the Sage's plan. There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeria. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents hasn't noticed anything strange, if the traveler hadn't broken Samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious, and all the people of interest seemed to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something. Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Nahida to join some kind of project. Could it be related? Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet or they'll see me coming. I don't realize the issue with the Akasha. You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams? Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed anything at all. It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection. Misdirection? The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeria. Even if the truth is that their dreams are reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Gravada must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. But now, even those who never used Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams. I don't have any other questions. Got it! I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dinner's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to connect another project on the scale of the Samsara in the immediate future. Go ahead and get some sleep. Leave everything to us. Eat? What a relief. Wow! This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had. Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know? Maybe you were sleepwalking? You know, you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We just happened to pass by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up. Let's see. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you. We spent quite some time in Sumeria City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Elizabeth Cusinelli, we haven't heard anything from her. We can't just keep waiting around like this. Let's go find Catherine and pick up some work so we can at least keep ourselves busy.
Alright, I'm gonna do some testing real quick. Wait, it sounds better now. Yeah, okay, we're good now. I don't know what was wrong before, but we have it fixed. Hi, Catherine. I'd asked for a Basask. We meet again, you two. Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today? Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academics Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage. Wait, say what now? And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem. Huh? What kind of commission is that? I feel embarrassed just imagining it. I see. It appears you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Armros and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage. Hey, that's not any better. Isn't that just asking for a beating? I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well. Paimon's gotta ask, just who's been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild? Oh, the commissioner? Well actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action. You're Nahida, right? He? Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. The chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. Ah, so it is Nahida! Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said Ada Astra Abyssos? So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. So the Akasha can't take away the dreams of gods? It was another dream about the Subsaros festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City were holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looks really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children. You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Subsaros festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time, where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday. But in reality... Eh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like this? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity? No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunerzad? How's she doing? The Homayanus haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her. Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition has stabilized. However, since Salazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsal's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning. Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Subsaros festival. So, our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sage's activities. As for how we should pull this off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here. Oh, good point. Sorry adventurers, we're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while. Okay, so for some reason, that whole beginning of the chapter took 17 minutes. So we're just gonna end the episode here so I can do a grinding episode. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!